Sumo Bully Kennels, back at you with another one. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Have a seat, where we talk everything XL Bullies, from American XL Bullies and Brazilian Pitmonsters, and everything in our industry altogether. So everything from caring for the dogs to the business end of things, to breeding, to whelping, to loving, to Murphy's Law, to life. Everything that's involved in what we do. If you have been a continuous supporter of our channel, thank you very much. We appreciate you so much. Stay tuned. We have a lot of great episodes coming up, and it's been a while. However, back by popular demand is my friend, my breeder, my mentor, Araya of Samba Kennels. An amazing person. Number one, she has amazing dogs, but more important than the dogs is she is more of an amazing person than the dogs are. And she just happens to have great dogs, guys. So, welcome to the show, Araya. Thank you for coming on. And without further ado, guys, we're not even going to stall. Let's get right into it. This is the breeding we've been waiting for since we've been trying to get Fortuna here, and with the help of this lovely person, we got Fortuna. We got her here to the U.S. And we kind of, it didn't pan out on the first breeding. However, it panned out this time. We got six beautiful puppies. Welcome, Araya. So if you guys don't know Araya, check her out on Instagram, Samba Kennels. And she has a YouTube page as well, Samba Kennels, and a Facebook. You can't miss her, Samba Kennels. You can't miss this guy on our screen, Mr. Klaus. Very amazing dog, a dog that me and my wife fell in love with. So without further ado, the wonderful Miss Araya of Samba Kennels.
Hey Earl, good evening. Thank you so much for having me over again. It's always a great pleasure to be here. And I am more than excited for this episode because we waited for this for such a long time. And now it's the time for us to talk about our first litter. The first Brazilian, 100% Brazilian Pitmonster litter in Chicago, in the States, I should say. I did have, I mentioned before, I did have a litter of Pitmonsters, or actually two Brazilian dogs, but they just didn't turn out as I considered that would be a good representative for my kennel and for my vision. So it was a very tight inbreeding, and they just, sometimes it happens, the dogs didn't grow as much as we expected. They became standard size, and that's also something for you to watch for when you do very close inbreeding, when you do very tight mother to son or daughter to father, sisters and brothers. So very important. You know, you might get something amazing, but you also get some problems that are irreversible, at least in the first generation. So this is considered to be the very first Pitmonster litter in the US, and I am so excited because it happens to be with my friends and my partners at Sumo Bully Kennels.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been waiting a long time for this. So I'm going to cheers to you. Cheers to that.
I even got my drink, my Brazilian caipirinha here.
I am so happy.
It's Monday night, and I'm drinking a caipirinha just to celebrate the litter.
You know, we have to. You know, when we have to, they say stop and smell the roses when things go your way, because, you know, everyone in this industry knows, you know, too many things can go against your favor. And when it does go your way, you have to take the time to cherish those moments and celebrate. And this is a big win for our camp, Sumo Bully Kennels. Klaus and the Brazilian dogs that you have in your camp are a big part of our vision.
And for us too, because this is the pillar of my breeding program. This is the idea that I've always wanted to have. First, bring them and add them to the American gene pool, but eventually bring the right individuals to breed them together. And I think we got it. We cracked the Brazilian code with Fortuna and Klaus. and no one has anything similar to this, not even in the States or anywhere in the world, because there's only one Mr. Klaus in the world, and there's only
Absolutely.
one Miss Fortuna in the world, and this is for you guys. Congratulations on this beautiful litter.
Thank you, and my gosh, a big thank you from our camp, from our family, for all the help you've given us. We were, a big inspiration of this breeding was that my wife found you online and fell in love with Klaus.
Hmm.
So much so that we got two pups from that litter, from the Lily litter, and that's kind of the inspiration for us looking to get the correct girl that, in our vision, to bring Klaus um, to really complement his attributes and add on to what he has, because he has amazing attributes. I love his proportions. It's
I think, yeah, I think Klaus, he, I've always said this, and I keep saying it. Klaus, he is two kinds of dogs. He is the wow factor that will infect everywhere he goes, but he's very important tool for the ones that know how to use him. Being an outcross, and being, even though he's an outcross, he's so dominant. His geno is so dominant over the females from here. It's amazing to see how an outcross can actually print so many similarity in all of the girls that he's been bred to, and he's been bred to more than 30 girls now, and they all have the same characteristics in the boys and the girls. But the most important thing is that, first, I have been seeing differences in the litters from Klaus, especially with dog management. I have seen beautiful pups from females that are not as outstanding, but I've seen some pups that females are outstanding, but they didn't get the same treatment for some reason. And this is why I have to um, make it, I cannot stress enough how important it is, the nutrition and the care in the first 6 months of growing up, 7 months, 8 months, especially in this kind of bloodline, because, mind you, the dogs behind Klaus, he has a lot of bullies behind him, but he also has a lot of terriers behind him. So the tendency to have terrier traits is a little high compared to what we're used to seeing. But if you have the right care, and if you have the right um, vision in the future, and this is why I always said it, the second generation from Klaus pups, meaning his grandpups, are gonna be the best, as long as treated like they're supposed to. Unfortunately, I've seen some breeders that didn't give the best care for the pups, and they turn out looking not as good. And funny thing is that the ones that were left prior to growing up with the breeder in other people's hands, they turn out to be great. So this is how important it is to have a good attention to the nutrition, to the care, to the stress level of the puppies. And because, listen guys, there's one thing about having studs, and this is something that I'm gonna tell you, Earl, and I tell everybody that's here watching us. When you have a great stud and you breed out so much like I do, if the pups come out great, it's the mom. If the pups come out shitty, oh, it's the dad's fault. You hear me? So
isn't that always the case?
It's always the case.
It's
so
always
when you
the
sell,
case.
When you work with studs like I do, I have so many clients that studs and that buy studs from me. So it's not the dog's fault. I mean, Gino always comes from the mom, but the dominance on Klaus as an all cross is very, very it's very dominant. We can see in every one of these litters. It's almost like they're all from the same mom. Like if you get all of these puppies, I don't know how many there are. There are 300 now. I don't know. Get them all together. It's all gonna be from the same. It looks like they're all. If you say that it's all from the same mom, you will believe it because they're so similar. They have the same traits. But again, I cannot wait to see your little babies grow because these guys are gonna be freaking special because it's the first time that we breed Klaus to a dog that has a little bit more of the bulldog blood in it.
Well,
So the terrier traits that we're used to seeing, the flat foreheads, for example, that's gonna be gone. Especially maybe not right away, but when these puppies turn out 8-9 months, that's when we're gonna see the magic happen.
well, and that's the thing, right? So a couple of things here. Let me first speak on nutrition. As you know, I feed all raw. I put all these videos, and really, I do serve my local market, but it's more so for awareness that I do the feeding videos for raw. Because when you invest in a show quality, breed quality dog, part of it is the pedigree and the genetics that you believe in. The other half of it is your care, your facility, how you feed, your supplementation, your nutrition plan, and that first year is 70% of the growth, right? The first 12 months, and then from to month 13 to 24, it's now there's just starting to fill in more, but the height wise and the structure, not that it's fully set in the first 12 months, but a lot of these things, for example, weak pasterns, with the joint support. We have a big dog, fast growing breed. You need joint support, and you got to do raised bowls. I like to put my guys on gravel so that their toes stand up, so they're not like flat footed. A lot of these things are key. That I'm going to control the things I can control, and whatever is genetic, there's nothing I can do about that, right? But one thing I can control is nutrition, care, substrates, how I feed, up or down, the exercise or lack of, or too much, right? Where you can ruin a dog. All these things that we can control are essential, especially when you're investing in a dog that you truly believe in the blood and the breeder and the breeding. And it's just crazy, I love that you brought that up because it's like if 100 pounds on a 12-year-old kid that eats all cheeseburgers and doesn't work out versus an active 12-year-old who plays soccer or basketball or any sport who eats somewhat healthy, the build looks different, right?
Totally.
And that's
There's one.
no,
Sorry. Go ahead.
And that's why I'm glad you brought that up because it's super important, and that's why I do all my videos about the food. Is I want you guys to feed your dog.
The way you're feeding them and treating them, and not just the puppies. That starts in the preparation of the moms. The moms. You don't start taking care of them after you breed them. You start taking care of them. First of all, you take care of all your dogs the best possible. But when you know that you're gonna breed your female 2 months in advance before breeding, that's when you should start supplementing. That's when you start changing the diet, focusing in deworming, focusing in flushing them with antibiotics, because this is when that's gonna reflect 2 months later when it's time to breed. So I always tell everybody that I mentor, start taking care of your females before 2 months before, and also the males. My males are always breeding, but if you don't have a stud, for example, but you do have a male that you want to breed to one of your females, take care of him too. Make sure that his semen is at top quality. And how do you do that? It's not a week before. It takes 8 weeks for the reproduction system to get all the nutrients and all the changes. It takes them 2 months approximately. So, and another thing that I was gonna interrupt you there, when you were talking, we talked about nutrition, and we talked about all the supplementation and everything. But one of the things that I understand, because unfortunately I've seen beautiful pups from Klaus in bad hands, and they should have turned out 10 times nicer than they turned out. And just a few of them, most of them turned out really nice, and that they're in great hands, and I'm happy for all of them. But there's one thing that really impacts any animals and adults, but also in fact in the growth of an animal, is the stress level. Your puppies cannot be locked in crates or kennels 24/7. They gotta have a routine, and they gotta have a playtime at least once a day, or at least twice a day, like I do when I have puppies. They gotta move. They gotta shake the body. They gotta move their system. They gotta decompress from being sometimes with the brothers and sisters in the litter there in a reclused environment. They need to breathe. They need to have sun. They need to play around and be in contact with dirt. Because dirt, some people are afraid of dirt. I'm the opposite. My doggos all grew up on dirt, and they're healthier than any of my dogs because they grew up on dirt. Of course, with the bullies, we try to be a little more careful, but the contact with bacteria at a young age is important to make them stronger. All this extra deworming, extra caring, extra protecting make these fudging babies sick when they become old and weak.
Yeah. They encounter any little thing and they get sick. Yep.
Sorry, because I get mad, but I see so many wrong things. Breeders being overprotecting the babies when they're animals. These animals need contact with nature. They have to be dewormed, of course they need, but don't overdo it. Don't overprotect them from the heat, from the cold, from the dirt, because you're gonna have a dead dog by the time they are 2.
Yeah, a little bit of heat stress and they can't make it because they're so...
They cannot make it, exactly. All my babies, especially when I had litters that they were growing throughout the summer. I didn't have any litter this year, but I always get them, of course, just a little bit of exposure. A little bit, of course, not at the highest, but this is important for them. This is important for them because...
For the durability of the dog. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And...
I call it weathering. A dog needs to be weathered.
Weathered, and also, the flora in their intestines. Mm-hmm. Our dogs have floras that are, their systems are at least 3 times stronger than humans for bacteria.
Oh yeah, a dog can eat a dead animal.
Tolerance.
Wild dogs can eat dead animals, rotting meat.
If you protect them and you give them, bottled water because they're babies, what you expect. And the same thing goes with children. I'm not a specialist on this, but we know that. We know that that's what happened. You weaken their immune system by doing so. So the stress is very important. Make sure that your puppies have regular exercises, regular activities. Routine is very important because the mind of a dog can also make them sick. If they're stressed, if they're bored, they're going to get sick. Their immune system is going to lower, and then they're going to get sick easier. And that's what I've been seeing, unfortunately, with a lot of breeders going on, and why do my litters get sick so much? And what is the protocol? I try to make a diagnostic, like what is the protocol that you're doing with them on a daily basis? Do they have exercise? Do they go out? Do they have contact with dirt? Do they have contact with grass? And
even cold.
Everything needs
even cold. That's
that's it.
That's a big reason why my kennels are set up where my dogs go in and out. I don't have indoor dogs. My dogs are weathered. They got to understand the heat, the cold.
I mean, you have the protection.
Oh
that you
yes,
need to
of
give them.
course.
They have the AC and they have the heater when it's needed, but they have the opportunity to go out at any time, just like mine.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And and
And I
that's
do have a small solarium where they go out, but once a day, at least once a day, because it's been really hot. But usually in the mornings and at night, I let everybody out to play in the big yard. And it's dirt, it's dirty. I clean it. I clean it every once in a while, but it's such a huge area that it's important for them. And my dogs never get sick. I never get a sick dog. Since I've lived here, I don't think I ever got a sick dog from immune system dropping, because I train my dogs I give them the chance to be exposed to situations that's going to raise their immune system and not lower it down.
no, I 100% agree with that. You can't. There's a fine line between being negligent. If the dog is eating, nutritious food and has shelter from extreme heat and cold, and has its vaccinations, you have to expose the dog to the elements.
That doesn't mean leaving them outside
Oh no.
during
No, no,
hot
no, no,
weather.
no.
That doesn't mean leaving 10 puppies in the same kennel when they're 6 months old, because that's then you're going to destroy your pups.
Yep.
And then don't blame the father or the mother. It's your fault if they didn't grow they didn't develop how you expected, because nobody would.
No, absolutely.
Let's lock somebody in a cell with 10 other guys and no under the sun or in the cold weather. So it's just common sense, but it's very important. Some people sometimes don't think about, the common sense about not leaving them exposed in weather and stuff. It's normal, but what I'm talking about is sometimes overprotecting puppies is actually not doing them good. These are animals. They need
Yeah,
to live
because
life,
for you guys listening, we're talking about the extremes on both ends. One is neglect, and the other one is over pampering.
And over pampering is maltreatment too.
Yeah, the dog is not ready to be a dog. So, anyhow,
Dogs have to maintain their instincts. We have to keep them. Dogs are servers. They love to serve. That's how dogs were
domesticated.
brought up
Yeah.
to civilization. They love to serve. They were by the people that worked in the field and the tribes, and they were always protecting in exchange of what? Food.
Yep. Absolutely.
And this is why, to this day, when I play with my dogs, I don't give them the food without giving them a command. If I want to give them a treat, I'm going to make sure that they sit or they go into their kennels, and then I give it, because that's what they love to do. That's their nature. And by pampering them and treating them like human, we're losing that. They're losing that, and they're becoming unhealthier.
Absolutely.
It's all related. The balance, the balanced mind, and the health, the physical health. It's all correlated.
Well, yeah, and speaking on that, on a whole general level, whenever I see a dog that's out of balance, it's typically the owner's. It's out of balance. And then you see a dog destructive, misbehaving, and typically that's how the dog is kept, and the dog doesn't know how to be. So.
Well, but we're not going to have this kind of problems with the Sumo litter.
No.
Because these puppies, even though I know that they're spoiled, they're also being treated like the way they're supposed to be. They're looking great.
Well, thank you. I, based on our collaboration, my own creative visions, understanding what Klaus is, understanding what I want to take him to, I hope to have the best Klaus litter. That's my goal.
I hope so too. I hope that that's me as I want everybody to win. I want everybody that believed in my boy and had a litter, and I think everybody's happy with what he's given, you know. But as a breeder and as the owner of my boy, I want to see every litter be better and better because, but most importantly,
I'm going to be
wanna
selfish.
See...
No, I want everyone's dog to win. However, as a person who's a big fan of Klaus and bought a girl specifically for him, I gotta have the best one. I'm sorry.
There you go.
That's just,
it's okay.
you know,
it's okay.
I'm not hating
But
on nobody. I'm just saying.
But I'm gonna be
You know,
even happier when everybody that used Klaus breed their puppies and their puppies come out better, because I know that's gonna happen. I know we're gonna have
absolutely.
some superstars.
Oh yeah.
I know we're gonna have some superstars there, depending on how. Now it's with them, you know. Now it's with my clients. I'm gonna see what they can do. That's, you know, that's the next step. So I want to see what you can do with your litter. But I'm pretty sure that these puppies, they're gonna be different. They're gonna be very different.
I've seen some nice Klaus daughters, but I'm gonna brag a little bit and say I got a killer Klaus daughter in Katana. She is something special.
You have a picture of her to show us?
You know what? I will. Hold on. Let me pull up a video here. Let me see if this is the one.
I mean, I know who she is.
Yeah, I know.
Very well who
oh, there
she
you
is.
go. There's my baby. There's my baby. I'm doing a
Aw,
loop video.
pretty girl.
Yeah, she's 14 months right now.
Yep.
Man, she's a beauty. She is a beauty, and by chance, it just kind of worked out that we ended up with her. Let me see. Pull up this video here. Let me see if it's this one. Okay.
You ended up with two beautiful girls.
Oh yeah, no, I did. They're my water babies. I'm playing a video right now.
My God, don't tell me about it. I have to put my pups on the other side of the kennel in order to wash the concrete.
Oh, they're water
They
babies.
won't let me. They will not let me wash the concrete. They're gonna fight with a water hose. They're gonna bark. They're gonna fight. They're gonna be jumping high and hurting themselves. So I just put them on the other side of the kennel, on the empty runner.
I think Katana's the most unique girl I have on my yard. There's a good blend of.
She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Very unique of all of them. She's very different. Like she's an exception to the rule.
Yeah,
She's
this
an
is.
exception to the rule of the similarity. Like she doesn't look like any of her siblings, you know?
No, this is Klaus meets King Zion meets Bossy's Tetra. It's man, I can't wait for her to fully mature. And this is why I'm even more excited for the pups we have on the ground, which I'll put on the screen. Ridiculous. And we do have a ridiculous one in the group, to be honest. Pull that up here. Yeah, no, these guys are cuties, man. We got this Wednesday, guys, if you're watching this episode, Wednesday is weigh-in Wednesday. You're gonna see these big boys. Now they're running around. Now they're standing. You know, this is gonna be my week 4 update. If you like the week 3 update, wait till you see week 4 this Wednesday. These guys are growing.
I haven't seen it yet. He doesn't show me. You know, you guys. He tortures me, and he says, "You gotta wait.
You gotta watch." Oh my God, they're so cute. My wife and I are in love with these guys. They kept me up last night, but it's well worth it. That's Thanos right there, looking so cute. He looks like he's about a week ahead of everybody. Like he was born a week ahead. I don't know what it is. Something about him. Like he inherited that Klaus gene. Imagine Klaus in a black suit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about Fortuna, guys, so I always praise Klaus, but I'll tell you what, the reason what I like about Fortuna is on her embark, she's heavy on the bulldog, 34%, and I like that for that head, the jaw, you know, to add substance to what's already amazing, right? And that was the plan of why we, you know, seeked out to bring a girl like that. a different girl, different than what we have here. We have some good, consistent, line-bred American blood. I love it. However,
Yeah.
I can't, I have to have my own vision of what I'm trying to create. And, understanding what Klaus is, his traits, his koi, what, the influence on his pedigree is. This is why I picked Fortuna for him. I think she will complement his features. And be honest with you, you've seen the pups. To me, man, they're so young, but they are looking incredible, to be honest.
They are.
It's just ridiculous. I can't stand how cute they are. But puppies, you gotta love them. So, tell me, I got Katana from you over a year ago, and she is what I thought she would be. And so now here, for the first time, Klaus is pairing with a different kind of female, different structure, different width, different head shape.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
Well, I think that Fortuna compliments him exactly on what he lacks, which is taking away the terrier side and slamming in the bulldog side. The traits, the forehead. You guys, you have no idea. Like most dogs nowadays, not only like, a lot of dogs, I see a lot of bloodlines in the bullies that they still have the flat forehead, and this is something that I've been wanting to correct in Klaus pups. And I think when we chose Lily, she has a pretty good head and the background on her, so the pups came out, pretty good. But still, when you talk about Fortuna and the bloodline behind her, I really don't know what's gonna happen. Like if you look at Tractor has a similar bloodline as Fortuna.
Oh wait!
And
congratulations, champion.
Oh yes. I know. I'm so happy. I thought you were gonna say congratulations for something else I haven't confirmed yet, so we'll know tomorrow.
Oh no, that's another one. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. I know, that's another one. Then when we confirm, then we're gonna talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, champion Tractor, champion ABKC Tractor, and he's amazing. I mean, he has the same phenotype as Fortuna, and
that's why I said, like,
traits.
I know you're busy, you got a lot of things going. Just send them up here. I'll take care of them. It's not a problem at all. I'll take care of them. I know you're busy. I know you got to go to Brazil for the IBC. Listen, you just sent Tractor here. He's just going to hang out in Chicago. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay.
Next episode, let's talk about the IBC event in Brazil, the biggest meet and greet in South America, and we're gonna have some friends from America visiting. We're gonna have Alonso from TMK Bullies. Alonso, big hug to you. He's already in Brazil.
Shouts out to you, TMK. Alonso.
Yes, he's having a blast there. He's loving the food, the people, the dogs. I think he's gonna come back with like 10 dogs.
Oh my goodness!
I know him well. We're gonna have Sam Liam from SSS Bullies, the Pockets. He's the king of the Pockets, the breeder of Golden Child and Zero.
Shouts out to Sam.
Sam is coming. There's a judge coming with him, a good friend of his, Mr. Lou Manipo. He's very, very good judge too, and he's going there. I'm happy that he's going to be there to see all these different dogs than what he's used to seeing and see what his thoughts are. And then I have a friend coming with me. There's other people coming from South America. We're gonna make sure that I make a lot of footage to show you guys.
Let's definitely talk about that one.
I'm gonna be posting an episode in my YouTube channel, Samba Kennels, and then we're gonna do another episode here because I wanna show your audience too.
Guys, check her out on YouTube, Samba Kennels, guys.
But I'm gonna be talking to you about the events too. I'm gonna make sure.
Oh no,
that
absolutely.
we make some footage.
I have a litter now right now, so I can't go. I'm so sad. I would love to go. I need half an excuse to go to Brazil.
Next year.
There you go. See, I'll go there. I'll train jiu-jitsu for a week somewhere and check out the... Look, listen. Jiu-jitsu, Pitmonsters, açaí, Pitmonsters.
Pitmonsters, açaí.
Açaí, jiu-jitsu.
Earl was already talking Portuguese.
Hey, listen. The Brazilian country and culture is so tied into combat sports. And as a combat sports fan, martial arts practitioner, I respect everything they've done in Brazil. And Brazil is legendary for their champions in MMA.
Yeah.
Back to the Pride days, to the early UFC days, the Pride days. My gosh, it's amazing how integrated that Brazilian culture is with martial arts. The hotbed of once upon a time, like almost every champion was out of Brazil, in almost every weight class, even in the women's. The greatest fighters from the women's side, Chris Cyborg. You got the Lioness. I mean, these are Brazilian women that are considered the GOATs, greatest of all time in the UFC.
And we also going to have the best dogs in the world.
Absolutely, there you go.
We do. I mean, I'm not saying that we have the biggest. I think there's a big misunderstanding when people say, oh, but the dogs from Brazil, they show them that they're supposed to be so big. Man, I never told them my dogs were too big or overdone or overweight or oversized. The Brazilian dogs, the Brazilian Pitmonsters or the XL Bullies in Brazil, they were not famous for being big. They're famous for being ridiculously different and muscular and everything that an XL Bully should supposed to be and that they're lacking in their home country.
Okay, so when it comes to the Pitmonsters and the Brazilian dogs, I love the attributes that they express over there. More importantly, I love the functionality of the dogs there. Those dogs are weathered to heat. I mean, you bring them here, and our summers here are like nothing. To be honest, like a dog that's weathered. That's why, I'm pairing two imports. Two weathered dogs from Brazil come here, and it's 90-something here. I hose the dogs down because they love it to cool them off, but it's like nothing, to be honest. I see dogs here that, man, you leave them outside, not even in the heat, in the shade, they're almost dying.
Understand that in Brazil they are brought up differently too. Dogs in Brazil, they usually don't stay inside the house. It's cultural, first and foremost, and it's also a climate situation because, well, the culture is made by the climate.
Of course.
Dogs live inside in North America and Europe because of the weather, the extreme weather. In Brazil, we don't have extreme weather. Most of the time, it's nice and, we're talking like 70s and 80s, and at the lowest 60s and the highest 90s, some places we do get 100, but we're talking most of the time, it's easy for dogs to live outside. They're adapted and they are fine the way they are. That means that the culture of bringing dogs inside and living with you, now people are starting, now there's a change of behavior in the society because people are starting to not have kids anymore because of financial situation, economical situation, social situation. They're preferring to have dogs. This way, from a decade to now, things are changing. So you see more dogs inside the homes and you see more dogs living with the families. But in Brazil, for example, dogs were never in the house. They're always outside in their kennels, in their yard, protecting the houses, being dogs, And
Yes.
this is probably why also we have great healthy dogs. Not that we don't have unhealthy dogs there, we do in lots. But most of the times we have really
Durable, I would say, is a good
durable, durable, tolerant dogs,
word.
and also great temperament, because these dogs, they're not treated like humans. They're treated like they're dogs, and they respect their humans, and they are submissive,
Yes.
and they love their humans above and beyond anything. You know.
I would say highly adaptive, right? Is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, that's I'm glad we're talking about a lot of these things, because it's the same thing in the Filipino culture. Dogs are outside.
Yeah.
Dog has a litter, goes underneath the house, digs a hole, comes out. However many puppies survive, that's who survives.
I don't do that anymore.
No, I'm just saying that's how it is back at home. I grew up on a farm, so
I know.
The durability of the dog is the strong survive. Right, the dog that earns the right to breed is the dog that will perpetuate its attributes. So,
You know what? In Brazil, I used to have the litters outside. I had a little maternity room outside, but it was kind of like, it was like a garage in the kennel, a bigger kennel. And, my puppies survived really, I had big litters. Usually dogos are like 10, 12s. Sometimes I would lose one or two because I didn't have to spend the night with them. I would just let the mom do their work. I would spend maybe the first few hours, and then I would go to sleep, and they will take care. Of course, you have a higher rate of death, of survival, I'd say, but it's also like natural selection. But nowadays, and these puppies were super healthy and strong, but nowadays, since I moved here, because of the weather situation, I started having all my litters in the maternity room with climate control, and all the care. And I noticed that the more I cared for the litter, the more problems I had. You're especially me, because I'm a little paranoid. So if I see one poop that's not looking perfect, I already come with treatment, and I try to do something, and then the more you do, the more you screw it up. So sometimes it's better to just let them be.
Oh,
But
crazy thing!
unfortunately-
I'll share with you. Fortuna delivered. I got home. There was already 3 pups. When I came home, the 3rd pup came out.
And they were fine, right?
She ate. She licked the puppy clean, so that the puppy can breathe. Ate the sack. She chewed off the umbilical cord, and I was just there wiping up the blood, helping her, because at this point I'm in mid-labor now. But it's just crazy, like the maternal instinct.
And can I tell you one thing? Not just for you, but for everybody that's watching here, for the breeders that are watching here, especially the newer breeders. Good mothers is inherited. It's very, very important to know that you have a good mother as a producer in your kennel, because that's going to pass on to their daughters. So having a good mother is almost everything. This is why I say the bitches are the most important piece of the puzzle in the kennel. And they have to be more complete than the male. They don't have to be wow factor. They have to be correct. They have to have a good temperament, and they have to be good mothers and healthy, of course.
So for you guys who never seen a live birth, puppy comes out head first, wrapped. Okay, first thing she's gonna do is start licking and eating around the mouth, so the puppy can start breathing air, and then she's gonna eat the placenta, the sac that's attached to the puppy. She's going to eat that first, and then she's going to chew off the umbilical cord, which looks like a worm. It looks like a white worm. And if you've never seen that live, like in the Philippines, I've seen that a lot of times. But here, I'm watching her. Okay, she's doing the right things, right? She's the puppies, and all of a sudden, you're watching, and then you see the puppy start breathing. And then the puppy will make noise. And the first thing you want to do, if you haven't done so already, is put that puppy to what's the word in English? To grab on the nipple.
Latch.
To latch latch. So once the puppy latches, for you guys who've never done a live birth, she hasn't dropped her milk yet. It's just gonna be colostrum. It's like a whitey, creamy fluid, but it's not like she's dropping a lot of fluid, like her.
Yeah, it's just a kind of a yellowish, or creamy, more of a creamy. But it's not pus. You gotta be very careful to identify if there's pus in the milk, because that's toxic and that will kill the babies. That's what we call mastitis. Sometimes it's visible on the skin, but sometimes it's not. There's some mastitis that's just a bacteria that stays in the mother. It's sometimes even genetic. It can pass from mother to the offspring, but it's not common. This is more common in Brazil. I haven't seen this happening here. It's usually treatable with Flavomox and Ceftiofur, which is another medication that I use. But it's very important, and I'm always telling you, make sure that you check the color of the milk to see, and also the hardness of the skin on the breast, to make sure that it's not getting inflamed, and an inflammation can cause toxic bacterial secretion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had an easy time. It's just that last one didn't come out.
You're so lucky. So lucky.
No, I chose the right dog.
That's a breeder here. Tell me if Arrow isn't lucky.
I chose the right dog.
He had an easy one.
It's unfortunately, like the next day, I was gonna get her checked out regardless, in case any puppies didn't come out. But by the next day, she had 6. I took her to the doctors, and they saw one more, and I figured that, if the sac breaks inside, the puppy's going to drown. Yeah. So, and because at that point, the puppy's ready to breathe air. If she stops contracting and that the puppy doesn't come out, then the puppy drowns inside, which, again, by the next morning, I took her, and the last one didn't make it, unfortunately. However, the other 6 are, man, from the time they were born, strong, healthy. None of them were weak. I didn't have she took care of everything. Yeah. And these guys are very strong.
Easy work.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Easy work.
But that's why you choose a good female, one that's already had a litter. And then you ask questions. How was she as a mother? The thing is, when you get a female that's ready and mature and has had natural birth, life is easier, right? You're still going to be careful, but having that and knowing that is why, a big part of choosing her, aside from her attributes, is that she did deliver naturally. She whelped naturally. And she was a great mother. Those are very important things to me, for me breeding her and for her having puppies, right? To pass that trait on to her females, to her daughters.
And this goes along with the best advice that I can always give someone that's into the breeding, starting to breed, and this is what I told Earl at the time. When you're a breeder and you want to invest in something, bring a new blood to your yard, don't buy a puppy. If you're a breeder, buy a young adult or an adult, especially if it's a female, buy a proven adult. That's exactly what he's saying. And this is the true example of why is the best way to do it. He already knew that she was a great mother, took care of the puppies, that she was fertile, because sometimes we do all the checkups and you cannot see that the girl has a problem even with the exams, but then you try her once, twice, 3 times and she's not getting pregnant, and then we don't know why. So and this is why we bought Bucanas after we're gonna bring her, but she's gonna have a litter in Brazil first, and we want to make sure that she checks all the boxes before we bring her.
Yeah, that's a beautiful girl, by the way. Love her. Exactly. Very beautiful girl.
Now, are we selling all these puppies to her?
No. You know what? Sore subject. Sore subject for me, because I do have a keeper male, and We're getting some very good offers on him. Oof. Okay, tough
hard.
question.
It's hard.
Okay.
I wanna ask everybody that's watching to write a comment if we should keep the first male and female, or if we should sell them, and why.
I'm okay for the male. I'm okay with a co-own. I'm okay with a co-own to the right person, because this production the right person has to be the right person, the right fit. This production is very important to me. This is something that we manifested and worked on to make it happen, and here it is now. And I like what I see with all the puppies. So 6 puppies, guys.
And I don't think they're going to be available. Like we have a big list of people waiting.
Yeah,
already, so
there really is.
I think there is only maybe 1 or 2 spots for each. That's it. If there is, huh?
Yeah, well, the thing is, too, is that people are messaging me, guys, so thank you for that. I appreciate you. And I'm not opening up this litter until this week for deposits. So the way it's going to work is I will open them up Thursday, and I'll make an announcement. We'll accept deposits. First pick, second pick, and third pick on both sides. Right now, how I feel, unless we talk about it privately, is my first pick male I'm in love with, and I would only consider a co-own. Unfortunately, I don't want to give him up outright, because I really like what I'm seeing, especially at this age, so young. What I would say is, outside of that one ridiculously phenom of a dog, a puppy, is good luck picking. It's tough. I'm looking at them every day, guys. And this is why I'm doing the weekly weigh-ins and showing you the head, the movement. The girls, yes, they're separated by size and weight, but man, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. Like, it's, if I had to pick one myself, I don't know which one I would pick.
I had the same problem with Klaus and Lily's first litter.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to keep everybody. I wanted to keep everybody.
No, it's really tough, especially when you're doing the breeding and you know what you're expecting. Like, here, I'm gonna play this video of me weighing them from last week. This is week 3, mind you. 2 days from now, I'll do the week 4. The heads on these boys, the expression, especially with the girls, they're expressing Fortuna's the front gate, the spread. Mm-hmm. Man, it's so tough. It really is, and I'm so torn. So I can only imagine, if you're interested in this litter and you're going to get something from us, good luck, man. I can't help you because I'm torn myself.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
It really is. It's, man, the thing is, like, the biggest girl is the size of the other 2 males. The black girl, Rogue, she's almost the size of both males that are not, with the exception of Thanos. And the last girl, that's slightly smaller than everyone else, she has a nice structure. So it's like, there's, how do you categorize a first, second, or third pick? It really is on the eye of the beholder of who's, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
The males, I have one that I'm eyeing, of course. I'll be honest, it's Thanos for me. But the girls, I couldn't tell you. What's crazy is my males at just a little over 3 weeks already crawled out of the whelp box, jumped the whelp box, and jumped out of my dog flap into the outside at 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. You know the dog flap, the extra large dog flaps?
They went outside? 2
of my males already went out there. I was up till 3 in the morning yesterday because I have a baby camera on them. And I'm hearing them. I'm like, where are they? At 3.5 weeks, they're already jumping the extra large dog flap to go outside. This is what I mean by having a strong dog. And mind you, the flap is maybe 10 inches off the ground. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
So the dog flap, if you watch my video, it's 10 inches off the ground. And these puppies, and it's a double flap. These puppies are able to climb that, get out. First of all, they got out the whelp box. Second of all, they climbed the dog flap, double flap, and went all the way outside. 2 of my males. At just over 3 weeks. You want to talk about some strong dogs? I was impressed. 3 in the morning. Yesterday.
That's crazy.
Right?
That is crazy.
These are dog flaps that adult dogs go through. And these puppies here went through that. More than once. So now at night I gotta lock them up and I can't, I gotta block the dog flap because they already figured out how to go through the dog flap. It's the extra large dog flap, and it's a double.
Yeah, they're very smart.
It's a double flap.
Smart. They're very smart, and they were water babies. Not sure about these ones yet, but all of Klaus' babies are water babies. They're crazy. And Klaus is not.
Really? That's crazy.
He doesn't care. He's just so chill. He just stays there. He goes inside. He doesn't really want to see the water. When he's really hot and I'm playing with the water, he will stay there and he will let me bathe him or wash him with the hose. But he's super chill. Like, he doesn't really care for the water. Now his kids are crazy, man.
Well, for you guys watching this video on screen, Thanos is the darkest pup. He's my pick, and he's jet black. Not only is he looks like he's a week older than everyone, but he's like jet black.
He's really black, huh?
Jet black, shiny black. Like he is.
Sometimes with the lighting in the videos, it almost looks like they're like a fig color,
Yeah, no, they're black, but he is like shiny. Like somebody put wax on him. Like it's. So very excited, man. At least for the first pick.
I'm very excited too. I'm very, very excited too. I'm not gonna announce it yet, but I know that this litter is going to be gone very quickly because we already have a list of people.
Yeah.
But if everything goes well, we're gonna have a very similar litter coming up in my kennel in about 2 months.
Yep.
3 months. So stay tuned.
Absolutely, stay tuned. Yep.
In case that there's none left from Fortuna and Klaus, because I'm sure that we're not even gonna keep ours.
Oh, well, that's gonna hurt my feelings. However, to address some questions, right, about this litter, guys. Once we open it up for deposits, which is gonna be this week, and if there's nothing left, look, I need 4 of you guys to run an early deposit. I'll repeat the breeding. I know some of you guys waited a long time for this breeding. If 4 of you guys put a deposit down after, if things don't pan out for you and you don't get a pup off this litter, I need 4 of you guys to get together and decide that you want this repeat, and I will do it. That,
there you go.
I just feel like I owe it to you guys, especially since there were so many of you guys from the first litter that transferred over to the second litter. And, I share in your excitement. And so, for myself, for you guys, if, this does not satisfy the palate of everyone interested, then I just need 4 of you guys to lock in and let's do it. We could talk about it and I'll announce it. And if it pans out, we'll do it again. Not a problem. It's very excited about this litter to begin with. So.
Absolutely.
So which one of the girls do you like right now?
I like Nova.
Okay, the little one.
And Rogue.
Okay. A lot of people like Rogue.
I mean, I don't know really because I have only seen them in the videos. I wanted to see them. I will get my picks better once they're a little older because I don't like choosing them at this age.
The biggest male is Thanos. The second biggest dog overall in this litter is Phoenix.
Phoenix, the
girl.
The chocolate girl,
Yep. and she looks like their patterns are she's carbon copy of Fortuna.
Crazy.
And oh my God, these guys drive me crazy. But I'm very excited.
Well, I'm super excited. I'm so happy that you called me here to talk about the litter and again to congratulate you for the amazing, amazing work. I can only say great things about Earl and his wife Audrey because and his kid because he's also been helping you a lot.
Yeah.
We have a new breeder in the block because I know he's gonna this is something that develops responsibility on the child and my daughter she grew up having and she just told me today and I was so happy because my daughter now she loves bunnies but she was always my helper in the litters and she still loves the dogs but it's almost like her love she's so used to being around dogs that she needed something else and she has a bunny but today we just got a banner the banner that I'm taking to Brazil and she was looking at all the dogs and she says I can't wait to have babies. And I'm like, yes, me too. Because it's been a long time. We don't have babies very often, I only have 1 or 2 litters a year.
Yeah.
I try to be very selective with the litters and with my time. My time is very important to me, and having litters is not something that
it's a commitment.
It is a 3-month commitment.
It is a commitment,
time, so.
Big time. Yep. And my son's always, since he was a kid, he's always loved animals. So, this is like when he doesn't see the puppies for a couple of days, he goes crazy. He needs to see the puppies.
That's awesome.
They're his babies too. But anyhow.
Anyways, thank you so much for inviting me again. It was so nice talking to you once again. Just to congratulate your work, and for me. I love the fact that, when you say that I'm your mentor and everything, that's too much, but guiding you throughout your journey and seeing, because Earl, you guys, he's an example. He's an example to be followed. He's a role model, in my opinion, because he did his homework in such a short period of time. He did an intensive homework that now look where he started in just a year and a half or 2 years later where he is at. That's commitment, that's passion, that's devotion, that's consistency, and I'm very, very proud to be part of your journey and seeing your success and you deserve the world.
Well, you know what, two, it's that one, I'm new to bullies, I'm not new to breeding. 2, I'm new to this industry, not new to business, right?
That's very important.
I've always been an entrepreneur, always had my own businesses. 3, connecting with the right people, guiding you, helping you, and taking care of you. That's a big thing, guys. When you connect with people, and you have a genuine connection and that person is vested in your growth and your success, and man, cherish those people because it's good people are hard to come by, and when you meet good people, you got to hold on.
Exactly.
So and I count my blessings that you're my friend now, part of our camp, and you always ask you about things, along with some other people as well. It's you're going to meet some good people, and when you do, you got to recognize that and really appreciate those people. So my advice to you guys, whether you're old or new, understand that, and sometimes you got to stay away from people too. Equally as important is knowing who to stay away from and knowing who to spend more time with. It's so important, guys. It could set you forward or backwards, both ways.
Backwards.
Yep. It's so,
and
my
you
gosh.
You said something that is very, very important. No matter, okay, I see a lot of people saying something that I feel that it's hypocrisy to say, oh, um, I don't, I don't make money off of dogs. Okay, so if you really stand by that, never sell a dog, because from the moment that you sell one puppy, you're making money
It's
off
a
of a dog.
business.
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is the beauty of it. There's nothing wrong to return the investment that you made. But when you start thinking, okay, I need to sell a puppy because I'm going to have a financial benefit of recovering investments that I've made. What is this? This is a business. So even though you don't see it as a business, understanding your breeding program as a business, even if it's just a family breeding that that you're going to be selling, when you have the business mind and the mindset of making things right, you're going to be more successful. And I'm not talking about making money successful. I'm talking about results, having happier puppies, having healthier puppies and animals in your house or in your kennel, having happier clients, and having a more joyful journey.
Well, I'll
Because
simplify it like this. In order for me to give you the best product that I can come up with, it's going to cost me money, right?
exactly.
To give these dogs
Very good.
nutrition and facilities costs money. So, what you're getting from me is my devotion, my commitment, my investment in time and money and capital and creativity. So if you're a fan of anything that I do, then you believe in my vision and all the hours and the money I put into it. Because I promise you that Fortuna was not free. Anything
There you
I've
go.
done is not free. It costs time and money, guys. And for those of you guys who have been in this industry, you understand that. For those of you guys who are new, be polite to your breeder that you're reaching out to, because maybe you don't understand what it costs to bring an import girl here or an import male here. Or to raise a male, to buy a male as a puppy and raise him for 2 years until he's amazing. The cost, the time, the care, the love. Guys, it's a lot, man. First of all, you can't be in this industry if you don't love dogs.
No.
Number one. But number two, if you don't, number one, you got to love dogs. Number two, you got to have the time. Number three, you got to have the money. These dogs are not going to feed themselves and give themselves vitamins and pick the best dogs that in your vision. It's a lot of investment in this, guys. So please be respectful to your breeders when you reach out. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about anyone you reach out to. If you're a fan of their work and you see what they're doing, understand the time, the commitment, the love, the passion, the money that goes into it. So please be respectful to your breeders, guys. This is not buying 2 hamsters and feeding them pellets. This is a whole different game, guys. And once you get into it, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. So
Very good. That's it. Very good, Earl. My friend, it was a pleasure.
always a pleasure. Until our next one.
Till our next one. I can't wait for Wednesday so I can do my pick.
Yes, we're gonna. Okay, guys. So real quick, we're doing weigh-in Wednesdays for the puppies. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them crawling around, all that good stuff. I'm gonna leave you guys in suspense. So no new videos tonight. Again, this is my co-host Ariel Samba Kennels, the owner of Mr. Klaus and Champion Tractor now.
Yes, thank you.
She has some great things coming up in the works, and I just wanted to bring her on to chop it up because number one, I miss her, but number two, she is a valuable resource for anything dog breeding, transport, planning, just consultation. This is a person you should talk to. You should reach out to, guys. I'm giving it to you right here. Don't think about who it is. Call her.
Thank you so much.
She'll get you there.
Great. I think we definitely can. You can too. This guy is the business master. I'm starting another business, and he's been mentoring us on our new business. So, just great things, and it's very important to understand that you got to face it as a business, even if it's a small breeding program, even if it's just a family breeding passion. Understand that you have to put the love and the devotion that you do for your own business, because these dogs depend on you. These puppies will depend on you. The future of these puppies are going to depend on you. So understand that you cannot send them to just any house because of money.
Yes.
You have to select the houses where they go to, and this is what we do. That's why we're here for, and I hope that we can give you some kind of inspiration to be better and to be bigger and better and every time.
12 to 18 months from now, this litter, watch them. Watch them. Okay?
Absolutely.
I promise you, 12 to 18 months from now, you're going to look at these pups that you're seeing on screen. You're going to be like, oof. I promise you.
I can't wait, to be honest with you. I can't wait.
Super excited. Okay, guys, it's been a good one. Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels. My co-host, Araya with Samba Kennels. Tapping with both of us.
Thank you, Earl.
Have a good night. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you all.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.